Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do One Piece episode 650 review. Now, that link is going to be in the description box down below on OnePieceOfficial.com. Now, this is going to be a very simple review because the episode itself is very simple. So let me just dive right in with the main points. The first point right here, number one, Don Chinchou wants to put his navy under the control of Monkey D. Luffy. Very important. Why? Because this may have context to the end of the series, where after the treasure is found, after the One Piece is found, whatever it is, there's going to be this war that will encompass the planet. And if it's Luffy who finds the One Piece, the Happo Navy will come and assist him when he needs them. Almost like Whitebeard and his boys that he had assimilated over the course of his journey assist him against the Marines during the Marineford War. Very similar. So that's very important for the future. Number two, Bartolomeo. He's a fanboy. This dude is a bona fide fanboy of Monkey D. Luffy for life. For life. Okay? He's in with the cause. And apparently he was there at Logtown. No one saw his ass, obviously. He was in the crowd somewhere. But he was in Logtown, and he watched as Luffy said that he's a pirate king as the blade is swinging, and he gets saved by the lightning. Now, whether or not the lightning is Monkey D. Dragon or the heavens, no one knows. No one knows. However, that moment inspired him to follow Monkey D. Luffy's legacy. And he's been a fanboy ever since. To the point of obsession. He can't get enough. And thing here is that when this guy makes fun of Luffy, he decides to go in. Because he's Luffy's senpai. Alright? He's not Monkey D. Luffy. He's not Straw Hat Luffy. Mugiwara. No. He's Luffy Senpai. So clearly you can see where his ties lie. Another ally for the future, obviously. And I do want to point out how in the manga, when he beats up this dude in the anime, he actually cuts off his tongue. So censorship, well, it's implied strongly. Because Oda, he said before, he doesn't like gore. Alright, moving on. I mean, considering Whitebeard and his face and whatever. Moving on. The next thing. Blackbeard. Now, Jesus Burgess chilling by himself. Chilling by himself. And he's talking on this epic Denden Mushi. There are two epic-ass Denden Mushis so far post-time skip. Laws and Blackbeards. And that's who's on the other side of the Denden Mushi, Blackbeard. And they're talking about Aokiji. And you're like, whoa. Aokiji? No. And how Aokiji is similar to Shiryu, probably in the respects that Shiryu was once a part of the Marines, and now he's not. Aokiji was once a part of the Marines, now he's not. And how Burgess says, I don't trust Aokiji. So, the hint here is that Aokiji and Blackbeard are coordinating somehow for some reason. That's a scary tag team. That's a very scary tag team. So, unless Shanks is there, whoever's getting targeted is fucked. If someone's getting targeted, who knows what they're doing. But they're doing something. So, the point here is that that's big news for, again, the future. So a lot of the stuff here in this episode is actually laying the groundwork for future events past this arc. And again, where that goes, we don't know. But what's relevant here is that he turns the Denden Mushi over to Luffy once he's passing by. And I was hoping the moment he turned that around, I was hoping we would hear the dun 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 dun. I was hoping, but we didn't get that shit, man. I was like, fuck. But we get that. And pretty much Burgess, according to Blackbeard, is going to win this. And he's going to get the Memory no Mi and become a part, and obviously almost like Ace becoming part of his crew. Because he was turned down before once. Second time, with the powers of the Meruem no Mi, not too sure. So again, we'll see how that rolls out. And then lastly, we have the ending part where basically it's Rebecca, and she is, when they're in this area where the convict gladiators are, basically, simply put, it's, I want to get the Meruem no Mi so I can beat Flamingo, where she should know full well the power of Flamingo. And one devil fruit ain't enough, obviously, but whatever. And she wants to do this before Soldier-san, the toy soldier, comes in there with his army and saves them as they take on Flamingo. So, that's it right there. Those are the most important parts in the entire episode right there. That's all of the story progression right there. When it comes to the pacing, the episode was horribly paced. I thought it was slow, unusually slow for a One Piece episode. That's my take on that. Because there was a flashback in there that they pretty much recontrasted with Blackbeard and Luffy, and then there was a lot of these... it just felt slow, okay? I'll say the usual slow One Piece pacing. And when it came to character development, mainly for Rebecca, and that's pretty much it. Because, again, we don't see Blackbeard. Oh, no, Rebecca and Bartolomeo. Yeah, major for him. Because we find out that he's a massive Luffy fanboy. And when it came to the animation, the majority of it was really bad. Not gonna lie to you. The majority of the animation was down the shitter. When it came to Luffy against Cavendish, that was really bad. That was really, really bad. Not gonna lie to you. And then when it came to the scene where Luffy takes down Rebecca, I thought was also really bad. I'm like, yo, this is not good. This is not good at all. But what shocked me was where they decided to bump up the animation quality. Where before this scene, it was pretty much fluctuating between okay and bad, subpar, okay, bad, really bad, okay, fine. But they bumped up the quality of animation when it came to Rebecca on the ground talking about what her plan is. And it's after Luffy pins her and he's sitting there like, you know, cross-armed, and her arms are spread out like this, and she's panting, and they all of a sudden bump the quality, they gloss over her boobs, and she's shaking because she's mad, but they decide to specifically gyrate her boobs, and I'm like, what? They glossed over her lips, the over-sexualization was immense. It was immense. I was like, dogs, what? Out of all the scenes you wanted to bump up from an animation standpoint, this is the one. This is the one. When she's breathing and she's shaking, and then the titties and they're bouncing. I'm like, what the f... So, I'm not a female viewer, but I'm curious as to how you guys react to that scene. Because I do have a 20% female viewership, so I would hope that some of them would be watching this review. Because I'm curious, because I was a little bit taken aback. I was like, what the f is this? Now, granted, was it appealing? Yeah, it was. I mean, I'm a dude. I can't deny it. It was sort of appealing. But at the same time, I was like, this is kind of... I guess the word is crude. Alright, it was pretty crude for them to bump up that scene specifically out of all the scenes available. The epic Blackbeard Denden Mushi. The scene where he pins down her, Luffy. The Cavendish versus Luffy scene. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Overall, the episode rating, I'm going to give it a subpar. I thought it was very subpar. Very mediocre. By the way, just to be on the record, yeah, the scene was appealing, and I'm not a hentai dude, but when I saw that scene and I looked down, I was like, you know, maybe I want to explore my horizons. Maybe I want to try some new stuff out. As Oberyn would say in Game of Thrones, you're missing out on half the world's pleasure. So, you know, maybe I want to explore that avenue of entertainment, quote unquote, if you would. So yeah, ladies, again, give me your thoughts, please. I really want to hear what you guys have to say about that. And I am done. King Lightning, rate the video, comment, subscribe. Have a nice day, night, dawn, whatever.